Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So His Grace Adisham Prabhu there's a youth retreat going on in Mayapur in India. So there are about 1,000 youths who have come there. So he's caught up in some programs there. So nonetheless, we have a very special devotee, His Grace Kanai Thakur Prabhu, personally trained by Radhesham Prabhu about for 2 decades now. So we thought, and Radhesham Prabhu was very happy that he can actually speak and address all of us. At the same time, we also have many youths who have joined here. So,
Hare Krishna to all.
yeah. In just a minute, Prabhu will come and he'll address.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswati Vyasam.
Tato Jayam Udiraye. Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Devaki Nandanaya cha.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo.
Hare Krishna. So today we'll discuss something on a topic called insider.krishna.com. Okay. So we want to become the inside one, the chosen one. Right? Want to become a devotee whom Krishna appreciates. How do we ever become a devotee like that? We'll discuss something on that topic. And for that, I've chosen a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 7th canto, 8th chapter, 7th verse, 7.8.7. Sorry. Generally, mic is supposed to be like this close. Okay, okay. I thought you're asking me, is mic okay if we keep it there? Okay. So this is 7th canto, 8th chapter, 7th verse. I'll recite the verse. Shri Praharadu Vacha. Repeat. Okay. Na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan. Savai balam balinam cha paresha. Pare avare ami sthira jangamaye. Brahmadayo yena vasham pranitaha. I'll read the translation and the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Prahlad Maharaj said, "My dear king, the source of my strength, of which you are asking, is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. He is not only your strength or mine, but the only strength for everyone. Without him, no one can get any strength. Whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior, everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of God. Prabhu. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 10.41, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimat urjitam eva va Tattadeva vagachatvam Mama tejo amsha sambhavam. Know that all beautiful, glorious and mighty creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. This is confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj. If one sees extraordinary strength or power anywhere, it is derived from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To give an example, there are different grades of fire, but all of them derive heat and light from the sun. Similarly, all living entities, big or small, are dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One's only duty is to surrender. For one is a servant and cannot independently attain the position of master. One can attain the position of master only by the mercy of the master, not independently. Unless one understands this philosophy, he is still a mudha. In other words, he is not very intelligent. The mudhas, the asses who do not have this intelligence, cannot surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding the subordinate position of the living entity takes millions of births. But when one is actually wise, he surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Bahunam janmanam ante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudevaha sarvam iti Samahatma sudurlabhaha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Prahlad Maharaj was a great soul, a Mahatma, and therefore he completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. He was confident that Krishna would give him protection under all circumstances. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarane Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pramami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Nangayate Girim Yat Kripaha Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatharam. Hare Krishna. It's this verse that I have chosen for today. This verse comes in Bhagavatam, in the section where Hiranyakashipu is very, very angry on his son. WhatsApp messages are getting down. So Hiranyakashipu is very angry with his son. The teachers tried their best. Hiranyakashipu tried his best for Prahlad to become demoniac like the father, like son. That should have happened. But Prahlad Maharaj here is instead, he has become a devotee. And not just that he is a devotee. The bigger trouble for Hiranyakashipu was Prahlad was preaching to his classmates. And Hiranyakashipu understood this is not accepted. Everyone all around the world, all the three planets, all the three planetary systems, everyone was scared of Hiranyakashipu. Everyone was scared. But Prahlad was not. So when Prahlad was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad asked this question. Where do you get your strength from? How are you going to do it? So when this question is asked by Hiranyakashipu, this is the words that Prahlad Maharaj speaks. My strength, your strength, everybody's strength. If Prahlad Maharaj would have said, my strength and everybody's strength comes from Krishna, was good enough. But what did Prahlad answer? My strength, your strength, and everybody's strength comes from Krishna. Just like the bulb in this room, the bulb in the temple hall, the lights all over in the hotels and on the parking lots and the street lights. For all these lights, the source is the powerhouse. Yes, they are using electricity, but where is that power coming from? From the powerhouse. So Prahlad, as soon as he says God, he says Krishna. Hiranyakashipu cannot take it lightly now. He's like, oh, what is happening? Hamara Chandan ka, Chandan ke, forest, Chandan ke वन के जैसा हमारा पूरा परिवार, उसमें ये कहाँ जहरीली काटी पैदा हो गई? He thinks like this. What's happening? Our whole dynasty is like, sandalwood. But in our dynasty, this kid is born who is like a poisonous vein. Now, Hiranyakashipu is so angry, he's about to kill. So, Prahlad Maharaj, how did he become such a devotee? All of us want to become devotees. But our problem is, if we go to Ramayana, we cannot become as bad as Ravana, even if we try. Even if we come to America, we may come to New York, but somehow we cannot become a Ravana. We could not. Right? That's why we are here in the temple. Right? Otherwise, every opportunity was available for us. We cannot become as fallen, we cannot go and fall as bad as Ravana. But our problem is, we are not yet as good as Hanuman also. We cannot. Right? There is something, some piety we are bringing from last life. All of us sitting here in the temple. Unless we have that pious, that punya from last life, we would not sit here. On a Sunday morning, we would have chosen some different place. Right? So if we are here, our discussion point is, we are not the Hanuman, the chosen one, and we cannot become Ravana. So our condition is something like Arjuna of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Right? Quite bewildered, right? Not able to find his way, not able to understand what is good, what is bad. He thinks he knows, but he comes to, I'm not able to make it. So many a times we are bewildered, or if we are not the Arjuna of the second chapter, we may have moved a few chapters ahead. Some conviction is there. Yes, Krishna is there. I'm meant to serve Krishna. I'm meant to be a good devotee. But how do I become a good devotee to the point where Arjuna comes to the 11th chapter. Prabhupada says all of us at least should be at this level of devotion. That Krishna, Arjuna is accepting Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I am your devotee. And from here, devotional service will begin. Right? So, how do we cover this distance? Right? From being where we are to be a good devotee. Insider.krishna.com. How do we cover this distance? Okay. So Krishna gives the hint for it in the Bhagavad Gita itself. Right? Now, all the religions you'll find they will say God is the Father and we are the sons of God. Right? So Jesus said, I'm the Son of God. Muhammad said, I'm the messenger of God. Right? So if we are the sons of God, we are part and parcel of God. What is the, like yesterday we discussed, what is the part and parcel meant to do? Serve the whole. Part and parcel is meant to serve the whole. So now if I am the son and I have a father, what am I supposed to do to the father, with the father? What kind of relationship should I have? So I can be a careless child. I can be a spoiled child. Spoiled children, you know, careless kids. Or I can be a grateful kid. I can be a grateful child. I'll give you example for this. 2 examples I'll give. One time I was in a flight from Delhi to Pune, and one kid who was with his mother. This kid was, trying to have fun. He would stand on the seat and jump around, want to get down from there and run around. All this was going on while the passengers are taking their seats, right? And the mother kind of, shouted, "Come, sit at your seat. Take your seat. Put on seat belt." Bachche ne bandh diya. And what did the kid do? He started pushing the buttons. Ting, ting, ting. The mother was, enough, don't do this. And the air hostess especially went to that mother and said, ask your kid to behave. Now the kid should sit, put the seat belts on, okay? And now I'm going. We will dim the lights now, and now I'm supposed to go back and accept my seat also. And by the time the lights were dimmed, the kid once again jumped. And now the air hostess came running. I told you, don't do this. Ask your child to behave. And the air hostess went. And what did the mother do? एक slap दिया बच्चे को. बच्चा बैठ गया. And everyone thought the story is over, but it was not over. The kid stopped crying, right, in a minute. But then the mother started crying because everyone heard a slap. Who slapped this time? It was the kid who slapped the mother. And the mother was crying this time. And in the flight, everyone, right? And all throughout, who was feeling ashamed? We can be a spoiled child like that. To Krishna. We could be like that also. Another example I'll give. One time, one father, he called his daughter and said, take this $10 and go and buy a chocolate for you. You can go buy a chocolate. The daughter went to the shop, bought a chocolate. The daughter did not eat it. She came back to the father and said, Father, Papa, you have it. And Papa had tears in his eyes. Why? बाप को चॉकलेट कभी मिली नहीं दिखाने को. भूखा था बेचारा. Right? He had one chocolate less. What is the problem? Why is he crying?
He was not.
अपना अपने बच्चे इतने भी अच्छे नहीं है ये कैसे पैदा हो गए अपने घर में like you really got people thinking like that why the father crying
Actually, when father said buy a chocolate, so he didn't buy a chocolate for yourself. The
uh-huh.
doctor took it, but the daughter who took it that buy a chocolate for his father.
No, she didn't buy for the father also. She didn't buy the father.
She just obeyed the instruction as it.
The instruction was to have the chocolate and eat. That was not the instruction to the girl. The affection, the love. What is father hungry for? No, not the chocolate. Father is hungry for love. Now, when the tears went rolling down the cheeks, for the father, what did he do? He took out his wallet and gave $100 to them. Keep it. Say, this is called a grateful child. I gave an example of a spoiled child, and this is the example of a grateful child. Now we have to ask, with respect to Krishna, who is our father, and we are the children, what kind of children are we? Are we grateful children, kids? Do we want to become like that, or we want to remain the spoiled one? Like, when people come to the temple, when new people come to temple, what do we observe? You'll see so many different kinds of behaviors and things that people do. Somebody will come and do that. Or Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, one of disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he says in London, where he was a brahmachari at Bhaktivedanta Manor, his service was to take new people around the temple. Very beautiful temple they have there. And he was supposed to, his service was to take people around and show them the temple. And he would say, so often it would happen that I would bring people to the temple hall and tell them, that's God. And people are looking at on the wall, the chandelier. People are looking at the chairs. People are appreciating the floor. And no, that's God. That's God. Not notice only. In India, we find people will come and somebody will, flying kiss to God. This is amazing. Is this how you relate with God? No, would you do that with your boss ever? If you go to office, would you okay, so what is his problem? But interacting with God, see, you find when somebody will fall flat, like sometimes people ask, you ISKCON people, why do you, the way you offer obeisances, your hands, spread like that, and your legs on this side. And you go to South India, their hands are like towards the deities and the legs are, towards the. Why such a difference? So many people will do so many things, right? How are they relating with God? You can clearly see, right? There's some people who will not even think of, joining their palms and do a namaskar. Anybody great, you salute, you appreciate. You have come in front of God. Now what should you do? How should you be standing? How should you be sitting? How should you be interacting? What should be your response here now? So, what are we? Are we a grateful child of God, or are we a spoiled child? We may not be the spoiled ones, but we yet have not become the grateful one. So, from the example of the daughter who brought the chocolate back for the father and offered to the father, you find Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita gives one verse. Please recite behind me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktah prayachati tad aham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatahatmanah. So Krishna is saying, I am the father, you are my children. Begin reciprocation now. Right? What is the reciprocation Krishna is saying? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Anybody amongst you who has studied Sanskrit? So these words are singular, plural. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Just singular. Patram means leaf. Pushpa means flower. Phalam, fruit. Toyam means
Water.
Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktah prayachati. My devotee offers it to me, Krishna says. My devotee, you start offering these things to me. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Because Krishna is short of one flower, one fruit, one leaf, little water. पानी भी नहीं पीने को बेचारे. Is that the case? Is that the case? That's not the case, right? But why is he asking them? Only Krishna wants begin reciprocation. Like back in India, when I'm chanting in the temple hall, I find, no, here also I saw the other day in the evening, one lady who had brought a small, she had her baby, very small kid, maybe few months old. She, from her purse, she took out some $1 note, maybe $5, $10, something. And rather than putting herself into the hundi, into the donation box, she gave it to the baby. And the baby could not even hold the note. The baby doesn't understand what's called, what is this paper? And the mother wanted the baby to put that currency, that dollar, into the donation box. What is happening here? You offer something to God. You have come to the temple. You offer something to God. Like Prabhupada, when he opened the temple in San Francisco, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra were on the altar. And Prabhupada made the announcement on the first day. Now, these are hippies. These are hippies in front of Srila Prabhupada. Hippies were sitting in front of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada would tell them, now God is here. Every time when you come, you should bring a flower, a fruit, something you should bring to offer to God. Right? So this reciprocation is what Krishna is wanting from us. A fruit, a flower. Now, important is here, when I said it is singular, Krishna could have said, Patrani, Pushpani, Falani. You bring lots of flowers, lots of fruits. Krishna is saying, nahi, tere se nahi hone wala, ek baar mein. Okay, please close your eyes. Okay. Now think that each of you, you think that you're going to gift me today an Audi Q6. कितने को दुख हुआ? देखो क्या प्रभु जी ऐसा क्या मेडिटेशन करा रहे, क्यों ऑडी देगा आपको? आपको ऑडी का को चाहिए? मैं सिर्फ सोचने को बोला था. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू टू थिंक ऑफ इट. उसमें पेन होता है अपने को. ऑडी चली गई, ऑडी गई नहीं रे बाबा. इमेजिन व्हेन यू टू कम टू गॉड एंड पुष्पानी पत्राणि. कृष्ण सिंह तेरे से होने वाला नहीं. आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम. जस्ट कम. And very important is Krishna is not saying gold, diamond, right, rubies, which could be very costly also. Very simple items, anywhere available, whichever part of the world you go. What is the idea? Krishna is saying, begin reciprocation with me. Offer it to me. Right? Like when I was in Boston, one boy asked me, why can't we offer, why can't we eat, meat, egg, and all that. So I had to tell him, see, in this verse, Krishna is not saying, offer me andam, chickenam, muttonam. And Krishna said that. Krishna is only saying patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. There is another catch here. Why Krishna is asking these things only? Because they are perishable. Because they're perishable. The next day when you come to Krishna, you'll have to bring a fresh fruit, a fresh flower. कभी कभी ऐसा बोलते हैं इंडिया में, अरे कल का पानी क्यों दिया, फ्रेश पानी देना चाहिए था. So everything will, everything will lose its freshness. The patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. That means Krishna is seeking reciprocation, and every day a new reciprocation. Right? What is he seeking? You are my children. You start reciprocating with me. You have run away from me. You have become wayward. Come back. Not just come back now. Start reciprocating with me. Right? So now we will discuss 4 steps. I want 8:30. Okay, I'll try to finish. Now we'll discuss 4 steps that we take towards Krishna, and then fifth step, Krishna will take towards us. Right? I want to revive that relationship with Krishna. Right? I am not a Ravana and I'm not a Hanuman. I'm somewhere in between, but I want my relationship with Krishna should enhance, should increase, should go deeper. Right? What do I do? 4 steps. Okay, ready? The first step. The first step is, Srila Prabhupada says, become, when Prabhupada was asked by one reporter, right, how do you define a devotee? Who would you call a devotee? Srila Prabhupada said, a devotee is a perfect gentleman or a gentle lady. Prabhupada did not make a huge thing out of it. Just become a gentleman first, a gentle lady first. Srila Prabhupada says, whatever you have, the first step is whatever you have, you own, which you think belongs to you, right? What should you do? You should utilize it responsibly. That's the first step. Become responsible for things that you own. Okay? I'll give you an example for this. Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada would greet the deities like 7:30. Darshan opens. So in Vrindavan temple also, the Krishna Balaram Mandir in ISKCON Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada was there. He would greet the deities, and after greeting the deities, Prabhupada would do pradakshina, circumambulation of the deities, 3 times. He would go around. And when Prabhupada would go around, many disciples would follow him. So that day, a particular day, what happened? Srila Prabhupada went around, and at a particular stop, a particular spot, Prabhupada would stop, and Prabhupada said, are you all blind? And Prabhupada continued walking. Again, he came to the same spot, and Prabhupada said, are you all blind? Again, he continued walking. The third and the last of the circumambulation, and Prabhupada stopped at the same spot, and Prabhupada said, it's 7:30 in the morning. Why is the bulb still on? Are you all blind? What is Prabhupada trying to teach us? Don't waste Krishna's energy. Become responsible. Right? Why are you wasting anything? Right? Another time, Srila Prabhupada was in Mayapur, and Prabhupada called his secretary to his room, and Prabhupada would have a bell. And the secretary was supposed to come. And when Hari Shauri Prabhu was his secretary, he came in. Prabhupada said, there's a tap which is leaking. Go and find out. Close that tap. And Hari Shauri Prabhu went the whole floor, every tap he saw. And he came back and said, Prabhupada, no tap is leaking. Prabhupada, sit here. And after a minute, tip. Again, after another minute, tip. You could hear it. Now go and find out. And Hari Shauri Prabhu said, it took me half an hour to find out which tap is leaking now after 1 minute. And when he came back to report, Prabhupada, I have closed the tap. Water is precious. Right? In India, we say, Jal hi Jeevan hai. And water is life. Use it very carefully, Prabhupada said. Don't waste it. So in the first step, what is the first step that we need to take? We become responsible in our own lives. Right? Because what we own, like back in India, Narendra Modi is telling all the countrymen, from last 10 years, he's telling everyone, it is your country, keep it clean. Why do you do it? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, right? Clean India campaign he did. For what? He's saying it's your country. Why don't you keep it clean? Why do you make it dirty? My sister, who stays in Washington, D.C., she's a teacher in the school, high school. So she was telling me, with great pride, that school is where we, make American citizens. This is the place to teach them, right? So I said, oh, what great about that? In our schools also we do it. She said, no. I have studied there. There only, they make you Marxwadi. Get marks and pass and move on. Right? Here they will not pass you if you are not behaving properly. Grades are for that also. So she said, cleanliness is one thing that we ingrain in them. clean, clean, keep it clean, keep your surroundings clean, keep your surroundings clean. And few more things she told me. So I said, I want to test. So we had gone to some mall. I visited some mall, and I had some paper sheets with me. And what did I do? Made a paper ball and threw it, just to observe what will happen now. The next guy came, and he picked up the paper ball, looked for a trash bin, and threw it in. Wow, it was special. I said, another time I would, one more time I'll test. Took another paper, made another paper ball. But this time, you know what I did? That small bin that was there, I hid it behind a pillar. I intentionally hid it behind a pillar, and I threw it again. And this time, one kid came. He picked it up. He was looking for the bin, and he didn't see any. He put it in his, jacket or in his pocket. Sorry, right? And he went off. Wow, this is special. Why should anybody do this? Pick up the trash and put it in his pocket and carry. But this is what is taught. Keep your surroundings. Prabhu saying, why are you wasting electricity? Why is water going waste? The first step that we need to take is become responsible in our own lives. Very important step if you want to go closer to Krishna. Understood the first step? Okay, let's take the second step now. We go to the second step. The second step is go deeper in your sambandha jnana with Krishna. Right? What is sambandha jnana? Relationship with Krishna. Ishopanishad, the first verse is Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Okay, I'll say the only one line. So what is this Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam means? It means everything belongs to God. How many of you are convinced? Really, everyone? Wow. फिर मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ ना? आप सब convinced है पहले से. Everything belongs to God. Generally, people, their understanding is सब भूमि गोपाल की, मेरा 1000 square foot छोड़ दी. सब God का, बाजू वाले का भी God का, उसका भी God, सब कुछ God. ये इसको छोड़ दो बस. ये वाला part ये अपना है. Right? This belongs to me. Right? So everything belongs to God. How do you know? मुट्ठी बांध के आने वाले हाथ पसारे जाएगा, ढलता सूरज धीरे धीरे ढलता है, ढल जाएगा. सुना था ये कभी? How did, when we were born, मुट्ठी बांध के आने वाले, we were born like this, so we didn't bring anything. There's nothing in our fist, empty-handed. And when we die, हाथ पसारे जाएगा, and we not carry anything. That's how my father was born, my father's father. Everyone is born like that only. That means, whom does this creation belong to? Everything in this creation belongs to God. In the first step, what were we thinking? It belongs to me, and I use it nicely, properly, responsibly. In the second step, we have to come to the knowledge that everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. Everyone belongs to God. I also belong to God. Right? Sambandha jnana. Okay. So sambandha jnana. Okay, I'll give you fun. Now, what happens when sambandha jnana is proper? Who is God? Who am I? Right? When I clearly understand who's God and who am I, then I will know how to reciprocate with God. Right? If everything belongs to God, how do I use it for God's purpose? Right? Like if I start walking in this class now, and I go behind there, and from his pocket I take out $100. निकाल लिया. क्या बोलेंगे आप मुझको? मैं कौन हूँ? बहुत जल्दी था आपको चोर बोलने. He'll call me a thief, right? But if I go behind and I just go and ask him, Mind giving me $100? We'll say, good man, you asked, take it. Right? Similarly, everything belongs to God. And how did we take things from God? Like a thief? Or do we ask? Every time we go to God, मैं ये रख लेता हूँ, उसको रख लेता हूँ, ये भी मेरा पास, मेरा प्रॉपर्टी है, एवरीथिंग इज माय प्रॉपर्टी. राइट? आप में से किसी का शादी हुआ? नहीं हुआ अभी तक. किसी का भी शादी नहीं हुआ. ओके, जिसका भी शादी होगा ना, आपको देखेगा कि आपको जो गिफ्ट आएंगे ना, स्टील का ग्लास, स्टील का प्लेट, स्टील का सब कुछ, इंडिया में ऐसा होता है, ये सब आता है ना, और उसके ऊपर ऐसा नाम लिख के देते सब लोग. They put their names. अंकल के, ये मामा के पास से, ये काका के पास से, ये चाचा, ये बुआ, मेरा की जिंदगी भर याद रखेंगे ग्लास. शादी पे ये ग्लास आया, right? So when friends or relatives, they give you gifts, they write their names. But when parents give anything, they don't write. Why? They are also giving you a gift. They're also offering you so many things. Parents will never write. They'll just offer it to you. Everyone else, any other relationship, friend, relatives, anybody, they will write their name and give on your birthday. Even a card, they'll put their name on the card. Anything they give, they'll write their name. The parents do not do it. Why? Sorry. They have selfless love. Now think of every rose that you picked up from the garden is a gift from God. God does not write his name on it. And everything that you get in this world, God is offering it. Only mistake God does it, he doesn't write his. Right? If we call it a mistake, but what is it? It is God, Krishna's selfless love for us. But what do? We'll take the flower and go to somebody on the Valentine's Day. Please, I got this flower for you. Right? We are very quick to write our name everywhere. Belongs to me. I'm the owner. But Sambandha Gyan means understanding how everything belongs to God. Okay, I'll give one more example for this. One more example for this is few girls would come to, one house. They would sit in the balcony and every day they would chit chat. And at a certain time, maybe let's say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, one old man would, go walk from that road in front of them. And every day they would pass comment on this old man. Something on his stick, something on the way he would walk, something on his clothes, and the way he would look. And all these girls would laugh every day. They would have fun. 2 o'clock, this guy would come out and will, pass comment and joke and laugh. One day, all the girls came to the balcony. It was 2 o'clock. The old man also came. But today one girl said, Sasurji ja rahe. My father-in-law. What do you expect? What would have happened today? Nobody dared to pass any comment. Nobody dared to laugh. Why? What was the difference today?
He was a stranger before.
He was a stranger before, and now what has happened? Kareebi ban gaya. Relation. It's a sambandha that is established. Before all of us, imagine, before we came in touch with devotees, in regards to Krishna, what all comments people pass? I say Krishna. But when we study Bhagavad Gita and we understand Krishna's position, why Krishna performed these pastimes, how careful are we? Because sambandha has become proper. Earlier we did not know what to do with God. When we come close to God, what are we supposed to do with God? Right? Like I'm giving a very strong example here. Please bear with it. Gandhiji, every day he was famous for doing an everyday Gita meeting. Evening, he would address the people. He would keep Gita in front and he would speak on Bhagavad Gita. And one time he was asked by somebody, Are you aware that Krishna is the same guy? Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But Krishna is the same guy who danced with the gopis in Vrindavan. And Gandhiji, what was his comment? If it is the same Krishna, then I feel ashamed to call myself Hindu. That's a comment. I feel ashamed to call myself Hindu. When he doesn't know Krishna's position, when he doesn't understand Krishna properly, right? To the point, imagine who can get bewildered in this regard. That's why Srila Prabhupada would say the train to Vrindavan goes through Kurukshetra. You have to understand Bhagavad Gita properly in parampara. Otherwise, even big people have committed mistakes in understanding Krishna. Right? Lord Ram seems to you अच्छे हैं, but थोड़ा follow करना नहीं होता. Right? एक पत्नी व्रत. Right? He has given a word. Raja, some singer or poet, somebody. Music director. No, not Raja. Somebody else. I'm missing it. This guy would say, he had once said, Lord Ram means the man of one word, one wife, and one arrow. That's Ram. So Ram seems to be very good character and good everything, but then to follow Ram becomes very difficult. Krishna, now I want to imitate Krishna. Krishna seems to be a funny guy. What is this? He's playing around with the gopis. I also can play around with my gopis. Seems to be, imitating God seems to be very easy here. With Krishna, what do people do? Srila Prabhupada would say, Krishna danced with the gopis of Vrindavan, when he was 11 years and few months. But before he danced with the gopis, he lifted Govardhan Hill when he was 7 years old. If you want to dance with the gopis, what should you do first? Pass the test of lifting Govardhan Hill. Forget Govardhan. Ek bench utha lo. Anybody amongst you who has been to Vrindavan? No? If I ask you, lift this phone on your little pinky, what would you do? Physics? Physics means you put your finger somewhere in the center of gravity. That's what the safest position point. If you go to Vrindavan, entire Govardhan Hill is there, and Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill from one end, like this. You'll see that. There's a place where Krishna was standing, and that place is still around, and Krishna's. And even then, the Govardhan was just above his finger. So Srila Prabhupada would say, this is God. On the laps of Mother Yashoda, he is God. While lifting Govardhan Hill, he is God. While dancing with the gopis, he is God. And while he is giving his sermons of Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he is God. He doesn't become God. So the more we go deeper in our sambandha with Krishna, with God, we'll understand how to deal with Krishna. Right? The third step. Ready? Who can help me recollect the first two steps? Be a responsible person with what you own, what you have. Right? Okay. Second step. Go deeper in your sambandha. Srila Prabhupada has given us so many books. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. What are these books for? Why has Krishna spoken so much? So that we who are born in ignorance, we are literally born in ignorance. And मार के नालायक तेरे को पता है तेरा नाम पिंटू है, भूल क्यों जाता है? अपना ही नाम भूल जाते हैं. इतने हम दिव्य हैं. ऐसा पैच लगाना पड़ता है बच्चों को कभी-कभी. किसी ने बोला तो नाम दिखाने का भूल जाता है. तो खुद का ना याद रहता, भगवान का नाम कैसे याद रहेगा? How will we ever remember Krishna or Krishna's name? So the second step is go deeper in your sambandha gyan. Okay, third step now. The third step is, now that you have understood who is God and how everything belongs to God, what should you do? Start utilizing everything for the service of, honestly utilize everything in service of God. That's the third step that you need to take. Right? I'll give you an example for this. Narad Muni, you've heard of this name before? Narada. So Narada, who is a great devotee of the Lord, in the first life that he had, 3 lives of Narada come there. It comes in the Bhagavatam. In the first life, Narad Muni was a Gandharva. Gandharva means a heavenly singer, very beautiful, very nice, beautiful voice, and he was a singer. And whoever sings very well, very soon what will happen around that person? Who will? A lot of attention of specific audience, right? Specific party in the audience when you start singing very well, right? And what was Narada doing? He was along with the flock, going around everywhere, and he was at a yajna where yajna was going on, and he kept on singing with his guitar. "Main pagal hu, main deewana hu." He kept on singing like that, and the rishis, they said, "This is bad. This is not. This should not happen." And he got a curse. You are behaving like lowly humans. Go to the middle. Go to the Martiloka. And then the second birth Narada gets is he is the son of a maid servant. It comes in the first canto when Vyasadeva asks Narada, "Please tell me about your life." So Narada says, "I was born as in a village. I was born as a son of a maid servant." Means the understanding is Narada did not know who is his father. That kind of a birth. And when he was living in the village where he was living, 4 sannyasis, some great devotees, they came by. And in India, we get holidays in summer season or rainy season? Summer, because we still are following the Britishers. Summer is good time, right? But India, summer is very bad time for us. Like back in India, generally they would give holidays was the rainy season or the holidays was. Oh, nothing moves. Monsoon here. The monsoon rains won't allow you to do anything. The rivers will flood. And everywhere waterlogging. So the sannyasis stayed back in the village. And the mother, she got some service to get flowers, some fruit, something. And small boy Narada, in the second birth that he had, he also, what would he do? He would assist his mother and assist these sannyasis, be around. Oh, ye kaise baat karte hain? How do they talk? How do they deal? What katha, Krishna katha they do? And Narada especially says, with their permission, I took their uchishta, what they had eaten, something was left, I would eat that. Very powerful, he says, great devotees, right? So anything connected to great devotees, if we accept it as their mercy, great. We also will advance on the path, devotional path. So the 4 sannyasis, after 4 months, they leave, and Narada remains. And Narada says, because of their association, I got a desire. Can I become like them? That desire I got. I also want to become a great devotee like them. But then what happened? Fate had it in store for me that my mother one time went to the forest to get some wood, firewood, and she was bit by a snake and she died. The only person I had in my life was my mother, and she was also dead. Then Narada says, I thought, what should I do now? I don't have any money to do even the Antim Sanskar for my mother. So Narada, what did he do? He brought the body home, whatever called a small hut they had, put the body inside and put the hut on fire. Hut also is gone now. Mother also is, last rites are done. And Narada started walking towards north in the direction where these sannyasis went. Right? And then Narada goes on in his life. Right? He reaches a place, one beautiful lake, and a banyan tree is there. He sits under it. He goes into meditation, and that's where he gets darshan of the Lord. And when he opens his eyes, he sees nothing in front. He again closes his eyes, trying his best to get darshan once again, but he does not. But he only gets to hear a voice. And what was the voice saying? The Lord said, you won't get my darshan again. You have to continue your practice, purify your heart further. But in the next life that you will get as Narada, right? You will take birth as Narad Muni, you will have my darshan all the time. Right? And your name will be Narada in the next life. What does Narada mean? Narayana Pradayate iti Narada. One who can give God to everyone. Take it, take it, take it, take it. And who all Narada did not preach and give Krishna to. Right? So the next birth when Narada takes, this birth is special. And this is what our lesson for the third step is. Honestly use everything in Krishna's service because it belongs to. So in the first life, Narada had his guitar. And what was he playing guitar for? Not for, he was playing guitar for the pleasure of not himself, the flock around him, for their pleasure. In the third birth, Narada says, Devadattam imam veena swara brahma vibhushitam. Veena, Narad Muni is famous for his veena, he carries a veena. Now what in the third life, when he's a reformed person, he's a devotee, what was he doing? What does Narad Muni do? With his veena, he goes around the universe and is only singing the glories of Krishna. Narada Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana Name. Or we in drama we show Narayana Narayana. Narada Muni will come like that. Right? So what is Narada doing? In 3 lives of Narada, what is the lesson to be learned? In the third life, honestly, he is using. Krishna gave me this veena. It belongs to Krishna. Let me use this veena for glorifying Krishna. That's the third step. The fourth step. How many steps we have to take towards Krishna? 4 steps. And the fifth step who will take? Krishna will take. The fourth step is Krishna tells Arjuna, the 2 verses I'm mixing them in my mind. Nimittamatra bhavasavyasāci. How does it be? Tasmat tamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samruddham maye vaite nihita purvameva nimittamatra bhavasavyasāci. Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you're savyasachi, you're ambidextrous. Right? Arjuna could, work around with his Gandiva bhava with both hands. Right? He was a powerful personality. But Krishna tells Arjuna in this verse, Arjuna, you become my nimitta in this world. You work for me. You become my representative. You become my instrument. Become a representative of God in this world. The fourth step is we all are endowed with very special abilities. We all have it. Not just honestly use everything or some things that we have in life in God's service, thinking that it belongs to God. Your special abilities that Krishna has given. Arjuna, as an archer, was told by Krishna, you fight for me. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. So, remember me and fight. Your t-shirt also is saying. Right? What should you do? Krishna is saying the fourth step is we need to understand. The fourth step is become a nimitta for Krishna, become an instrument in Krishna's hand, become a representative of Krishna in this world. Right? Okay. Time's up. I'll finish. Now you have taken 4 steps. And you'll say, but isme kya hoga? In these 4 steps it will happen. No, you take the 4 steps, your baby steps, your tiny steps. And Krishna takes the 5th step. And Krishna's 5th step is towards you. And Krishna's step is the Vamandev step. When Vamandev took steps, Bali Maharaj told him, okay, your 3rd step, you can put, you want 3 steps of land. And what did Vamandev do? He's a Batu. He's a dwarf. But what did he do? Suddenly expanded. And in one step, he covered the heavens. In the 2nd step, he covered all the hellish planets. And then he's asking, Tisra, kidhar? 3rd step, bacha hai. Daad mein 3 step bola tha aapne. And Bali Maharaj said, you can keep it over my head. I surrender myself to you. Right? So when we take 4 steps, Krishna takes the fifth step. And Krishna's step is the Vamandev step. You know, my 4 baby steps, what will happen in that? You know, what devotee was mentioning, when Krishna looks at you, Krishna, no, when Krishna looks at us, whatever we do, Krishna looks at us through a lens, magnifying lens. We do a little, and Krishna sees big. Oh, wow, my son, my soul, you're coming back to me. Even a little bit we do, and Krishna takes it as a great favor. Krishna takes it looks at us as a great step. And Srila Prabhupada so often would give his own example. Prabhupada would say, I started from India. I didn't know where is America. I just knew, London nahi jana hai, America jata hu. And before I die, I have to fulfill the wish and instruction that my Guru gave me to preach this message of Bhagavad Gita in the English world. So now I have to go. And Prabhupada was literally begging money for ticket. And one lady, Sumati Murarji, she gave a ticket on a steamship, on a cargo ship. And Prabhupada got 2 heart attacks on the ship. And by the time Prabhupada came to, Boston and then New York and stayed with, one family by the names Gopal Agarwal and his wife was Sally Agarwal. Prabhupada stayed there with them for a few days, and Prabhupada said, I have not come here to stay peacefully with all of you. I'm going. Where are you going in America? Prabhupada said, when I landed in America, I didn't know whether to turn right or left. I didn't know anything. I just came here because my Guru instructed me. One will say, oh, such surrender? Yes. Prabhupada left this family and came to New York. Right here in Butler, right here in Bowery, Prabhupada would stay. 2nd Avenue, that part, Bowery is there. And even in those days, Bowery was so bad. Even now you go, it's like that only. You go, you will say, kaun rahega? But that's the place he could afford. That's the place he could stay. Staying there, Srila Prabhupada said, I was an old gentleman, old man in America. And in those days, hippie days in America, they would say, don't trust anybody above 30. That was the mantra. Don't trust anybody above 30. We are young, 15, teens and early 20s. But all these young people, they came and flocked around Prabhupada. And Prabhupada says, I could not even speak proper English. My English was so accented, heavy Bengali accent Prabhupada had. Prabhupada says, still I became successful to preach Krishna's message and Krishna's holy name all around the world. Prabhupada says, why? Because Prabhupada took those 4 steps very nicely. And then Krishna chose Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada says, I should have never become successful. I was not the case cut out for it, made for it. Because Prabhupada took the 4th step, Krishna chose Srila Prabhupada that you become my representative in this world. Through you, I will get the holy name chanted all around the world. Right? Go and catch an Indian and tell him, chant Krishna then. Why go Guru? Why should I chant? Generally they say, 4 Hindu एक दिशा में तभी चलते जब 5वां उनके खंधे पे होता है. 4 Hindu, नहीं तो हर को क्यों करूं? Imagine coming to the Western world and doing it. Prabhupada could do it because Prabhupada took the first 4 steps. Right? We all can do it. We all can become representatives of God. But we all need to take our 4 baby steps. Right? And when we take those steps, then Krishna takes the 5th step. And that's how you become the chosen one. Insider.krishna.com. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari. So we have already gone beyond our stipulated time. We have overshot. So we'll not take any questions. Really? The only question they will ask is probably, where is breakfast? Tell us. Or we will take our 4 steps. Breakfast will not come to us, the 5th step. So we will have to take our 4 steps.
Breakfast will only be ready by 9. Only for the online, they have some limitation because they usually have 8:30.
Okay.
If they're okay.
Okay. you want to ask, if you have any. Yes,
In the first step, you said that you have to identify your special ability.
yes.
How do we do that?
Your special ability will earn you, thousands of dollars. Like in this world, they are catching you for your ability and paying you for that, right? Utilize that for Krishna. Right? Somebody can sing very well, and somebody can manage very well, somebody can cook very well. Utilize it for Krishna. Don't keep it from Maya. Like Maya, we have been serving for so many lives. And what comes out of it? One more birth, and again death, again and again birth. There's no satisfaction in Maya's world. No matter how much you give to Maya, Maya will never say, okay, chhodegi nahi Maya. But we have to turn to Krishna with our abilities, whatever we have. Or at least we can say, I don't know what is my ability. Then one should say, let my superiors engage me. Let them find what is good in me. And whatever they tell me, I'll do that. And that's how I'll get engaged in service of Krishna. Okay? Yes.
So,
Hare Krishna.
my question is like, how can I like use my career Krishna consciousness? Like right now, I'm going to college, right?
Yes.
So, how do I take that career to Krishna?
So you should be studying, you should be a good student. First. And anybody comes and asks you, how did you score so nice? And you go, oh, I'm a devotee, I chant Hare Krishna. What have you done now? You have inspired a person who wants to score good marks, and you have told that guy, if you chant Hare Krishna, it will help you. See, you have used your study, your studentship in service of God. Then after your education, you will get a job and you will earn something that you can use in service of God. Right? Correct? Okay.
In the Bhagavad Gita's life, did he remember his past life?
Yeah. That's what he's telling Vyasadeva. He's remembering and recollecting and telling the three lives. He's recollecting and saying, पहले मैं ऐसा था, पागल था, दीवाना था. Right? फिर बाद में तीसरे में तरह लाइन पे आया. क्या करना चाहिए लाइफ में तब समझा.
So how he got inspired in third life? Or
So I said in the second life, the four sannyasis, the association of the four sannyasis was so transforming. That association was so special. He captured. Many will be in association, but how will capture the essence of it? That's why I said, if we have taken association of a devotee, a good devotee, then we will also get a desire. Can I become a nice devotee like that person? That means you have taken association. Right? Yeah. Yes.
I'm dealing in professional life, materialistic life. How do we create a balance between emotional service and also taking care of the material world? Because sometimes, I feel I'm too much of one, and I don't know how to fix that.
Okay. A simple principle that we should utilize is morning for Krishna and the day for the world. Don't mix two things. But our problem is you will not finish your chanting in the morning and then go to office and chant, and in the night come and chant. And when our spirituality percolates the other part of the day, then it becomes trouble. Then we feel spirituality is a burden. But if we give proper time to spiritual practice, this is my level, this is what I'm practicing, this is what I have got blessings for from my superiors, I'll practice this in the morning. And now in the day I'm able. And especially what happens is our consciousness will be very nice. We'll be Krishna conscious and then go into the Maya's world. We have not, if we don't prepare our consciousness in the morning and we go, then we succumb. And we never think, 8 घंटे का job burden है. We think, नहीं, ये 1 घंटा burden होगी, 2 घंटा burden होगी. You've seen Dabur Chyawanprash ad. Small kid goes to school and other kids, and then he catches infection and comes home. Now what does mother do? She give Dabur Chyawanprash, and now there's a protective layer around the kid. Right? Now the kid goes to the school and now he doesn't get infected this time. Same thing should happen to us. If we do our spiritual practice nicely in the morning, right, don't allow it to spill over throughout the day. Then if you do it nicely, your consciousness also is nice, You remain protected throughout the day from Maya. And more than that, it doesn't cause frustration then. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll stop. Thank you.
Maybe anything from online.
Anything amongst those who are online, if you want to ask, you could. Check up on this. Morning gratitude, priority, meditation. Yes. Okay, this is coming. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, let's thank His Grace Kanai Thakur Prabhu by 3 times loudly chanting. So next, since we had a common session. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.